Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto channel. I know you can't see my face, but if you guys miss, you're welcome back. Some people get a little sensitive. So we just had this Pontiac Aztec dropped off to us. It got towed in because the lady said it was shaking. And I think what she means is that it's misfiring. I started it up to drive it in, and it clearly has one or more cylinders misfiring. I'm going to shut it off just so it doesn't warm up on us. So we will go in and see what it has for codes. I'm assuming a PO300, or cylinder specific rather. Maybe. We want current and history codes. PO300, and then your classic 11 or 1811, which is a past history code, and then an 1819 internal mode switch. No start wrong range, past, and past. What we're going to concentrate on currently, because she said her engine light has not been on until it just started shaking, which I think she's just feeling the whole car shake. So in either case, we will pop back out of here. We're going to concentrate on the misfire for the time being. We're going to go into engine data. We'll go to misfire data. This should store some misfire history for us. Now this car has got a buck 94 on it, 194, 113. Alright, misfire, these are all histories. I think it's clear to us which one's causing the issues. Looks like number 3. Let's fire it up. Oh yeah, she is just accounting. So cylinder number 3 is definitely our culprit. Before we get the engine warmed up, let's just go out and have a little visual inspection under the hood. There's a little dog here. Whoa! Alright, what we got for number 3? Oh man, is this original wire set? 6246. Number 3's gotta be it's gotta be the one that's chopped right in half, is what it's gotta be. Well, there's your problem, lady. I think this is pretty much a short video because of number 3, the spark plug wire. What in the thunder cut that thing in half? I don't think that's rodent damage. Did the wiper transmission come down and get it? No, because that sucker would have been back like that with the rest of them. No, that wiper transmission wouldn't have got that thing. Oh, you big dummy, you must be blind as a bat. I don't even really know if bats are blind, so it is rodent damage. Dun dun dun. Look at that one. Who's that? That's number 5. Oops, let me just try to hold you guys still here so everybody's not getting vertigo on me. Let's see. Number 5 is done gone in 8 through also. So yes, this is rodent damage. Wow, the little suckers ate right through that. Ay, ay, ay. So, boy, a buck 90 on it. I don't know if these are original. They say AC Delco, so they're probably, I don't know if the factory one said AC Delco on them or not, to be honest with you. Yeah, they got a fair amount of dielectric grease. You got to watch these coil towers. These have a real tendency to get rusty. So if you're doing them, let me just check the rest of them here so we can give her a estimate. Just want to make sure these coil towers are not crusty, because sometimes they rust off to the point like you can't even put a wire back on them. No, these ones look good. Set that one back on. I suppose if you wanted to go on the cheap, you could just, you know, take and strip that wire back, recrimp a new end on it, and, you know, put it on there. You can also do it for the number 5, but I don't know, that thing's chewed up pretty good back there. It's gonna get you. You see any other rodent damage? As long as the little rodent doesn't come out and get us. What about that alternator harness? Did you get that at all? Nope. Too bad it wasn't running when he bit into it. Find some cooked squirrel under here. Oh, that stinks. These are a pisser to do spark plugs in the back. Wonder how old they are. Let's have a look at one of the front ones. Of course, that's usually not a good test on these because a lot of people change those front three, never touch the back ones. Set you down there before everybody gets dizzy. So spin the boot a little bit, then it should be able to come off. Not always, particularly if they're old. Let me get a pair of pliers. Let's see if we can give that a little wiggle. No, I don't like it. It's going to break the wire, almost guaranteed. What I'll do in some cases, move the camera so people can see, is I'll call the customer to ask them if they have any history on the spark plugs, if they've ever replaced them that they know of. Yes. Hallelujah. Ooh, she is a smooth topped, yellow paint markered AC Delco. They're likely OEM with a $1.90 on it. I know you find that hard to believe, but it's probably the case. Like I said, I see the paint marker, little dab on the end of it, and it looks like they have the white paste in this end. They do. These appear to be original, folks. What do you do, Eric? What do you do? Reminds me of a song about a boy named Sue. What do I do? What could I do? I would say the answer to this vehicle is either replace those two plug wires and leave it. This is the lady's beater vehicle. It's her second vehicle. She has a nice car she drives, but the honest answer to this would be just your basic ignition tune-up plugs and wires. Which, touching these with, what year is this car? It's an 05 with a $1.94 on it. You could be opening a can of worms. Let me see what she wants to do. Alright folks, the customer has been spoken to. As you can tell by my repair pieces, we've come up with a solution. This is an old beater car. Cheap as possible is the solution. So, this is what we're doing. We have plenty of wire to do this. Now this is, not typically the way I would do things, but you can see I've taken the number 5. I've already chopped it off while I was waiting. Stripped it back, made sure we had plenty of wire. I just wanted to make sure, and we do. This is 7mm wire on these. I've ordered us some new super high performance orange silicone boots and a couple new ends. However, I do not have a crimper for these, oddly enough. And the one I did have did not work that well. It had a pre-crimp and a final crimp. So I don't have one. So what I've done, just strip back the wire, give yourself about a ½ inch hanging out. We're going to fold it back. We're going to stick the new end on. We're just going to hold it with our digits. Get some light over here. I'll hook the light a little bit. And then we're just going to very gingerly smooge it around with a pair of needle nose. I don't know if they've given me 7mm ends though. I'm thinking Napper gave me some 8s. So I'll show you how we're going to do this. Just very gingerly bring it around. What? Yeah? Was it a nice one?
Oh, yeah.
So then once you get it around here.
There's ratchet strapped up. It was hanging halfway down. Something else.
So we're going to bring it around. Now once you do, now don't just leave it like that because it'll yank right back off. We need to kind of crimp these down into the wire just slightly. So just kind of work your pliers around just on the edge of that. So if you fold it in, it's almost going to make like a little M shape once you get them brought around. I've always had better success doing this with just a pair of needle nose, and like I say with the like I say, I'm a rooster, than use an actual tool. I'm afraid I'm going to pinch my finger and get a good old blood blister. Once you get it kind of crimped down into the wire, just bring it around a little bit and then just kind of keep working it a little. Get it pinched right down in there. Give it that factory look. Not that anybody's ever going to look at it. And give them a squeeze, and it should bite right down into the wire pretty good. And then you're going to end up with something that looks like that, which should look similar to the factory one. Where's number 3? What did I do with my number 3? Here she is. So we can pull this one out and have a gander. Maybe. Maybe not. Get in my belly. Come out of there. There she is. So there's what the factory crimp looks like. Like I say, we just tried to, just try to mimic that the best you can. Get it squeezed in there. It's not like it's going to go anywhere. So. We'll give her one more little toot. I'm happy with it. See? OEM, SMA. Now once we've done that, we will stick a little dielectric grease. Hannah, will you get the dielectric grease, please? And we will slip the boot back on, if we can. We'll lube her up. That is the key to success here. Give her a little dielectric grease. Get it all over your fingers so you can't hang onto the plug boot too. And make sure you stick it in right side up. Oh man, I'm shaking. I didn't eat much for lunch. Get it lined up, get it started. Like I say, make sure it's facing the correct way. Now I got it all slippery. Have to have something to hold. We'll just hold that wire very gently. Push, push, push. There it is. We are in. We can see our end is in there now. We should be able to click that right on. Click. Just like that. We've done fixed the wire. Ivan would be so proud of me right now. I need to get something to wipe my hands off. So now we will do the number 3. This is the easiest way I found to strip them. Get a brand new razor blade. Be gentle. Treat it like it was a little baby. Not that you would cut a little baby, just be gentle like a little baby. Make a little incision all the way around it. Go deep, but not too deep. Just deep enough. Otherwise you end up cutting wire. Like that. So that's good. It's about half, maybe 3/4 of an inch sticking out. You want enough just to pull it back over like so. And then we're just going to do the same thing. I have the wire here. Hope you guys see past my hand on the back side. Bring it up. Light crimp that way. Light crimp this way. I hope you guys can see. Like I say, we're going to try to roll it down into that wire. My dad's got a nice pair of spark plug wire crimpers. I borrowed them when I did the wires on my H. Of course, that has solid wires on it, a little bit different. I should have went and borrowed it from him. But he's probably not home. But I know where his toolbox is. But I don't know where they are in the toolbox, so I haven't worked out of his box in a lot of years. There. Man, I am shaking like crazy. Should have ate. I had a BLT for lunch, but apparently it's not enough. Maybe it's the fact it's 90 freaking degrees outside and I haven't drank enough water. That could be it too. I usually get like this when I need to eat. Of course, Mrs. O's not here today or yesterday. So I've been practically starving to death. Alright. We are in. It is in all the way. I don't know if you guys can see it in there, but it should click over quite nicely. Clicks on very nicely. Plenty of wire length. We know which two we did. Pick some stuff. Got our misfires pulled back up. Let's fire it up. So I've just pulled up our current misfires. Now sometimes when you crank them you do get a couple erroneous ones up there, but there right now she sounds smooth. You just put it in gear. Probably needs a crank value relearned. A lot of times you see GM start to do that. Trick it on a D cell. See if it does it. Yeah. Usually go through and relearn the crank value. It'll take care of those. It's not really misfiring. There's no misfire there. We'll put it in reverse. Smooth. Yeah. No misfire under load. But yeah, usually a lot of times, like I say, you watch your crank counters count up on them, or your misfire counters on D cell. Yeah, like I say, if we let the engine warm up, they might go away. Of course, like I say, no felt vibrations, but I've seen that before. You go through, do a crankshaft relearn, and you know, they go right away. So, sweet. I'm happy with that. This lady will be happy because the old Aztec's ripping again. Alright folks, that's it. We're going to leave it at that. Did exactly what the customer asked. The cheapest repair possible. It is what it is. Can't blame her for wanting to do that. It's got a lot of miles on it. It's her secondary beat-around vehicle, so I just do what I'm asked. I give them my advice, what I think should be done, and then an alternative is to, you know, you can do this, you know, for the time being type thing. But sometimes temporary repairs end up being permanent. Who knows? This thing might go 200,000 and, you know, be ready for the scrapper. Who knows? We're going to leave it at that, though. Let me know down in the comment box below what you think. I know some of you guys won't think much of it. Some of you will. Is what it is. Comments, questions, criticisms down below. While you're down there, click subscribe, ring the bell, find us around social, Patreon, all that business. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching. That lady must really get to hula dancing with a misfire. Let's see. Let's put it in gear, see if she dances. Oh, there she goes. Oh, she's dancing.